In somewhat of a testy exchange with one Jake Tapper, Sanders made the point when a back and forth was taking place between Tapper, Sanders, and some of the other people on stage for healthcare, because of the way Tapper was framing the question. Sanders made the point to him that that's a Republican talking point, and not just that. Big Pharma will be running ads on CNN tonight during the debates. Now, people laughed. They didn't necessarily scoff because that wasn't necessarily out of the realms of reality, but his point was, it is hard to get a fair and honest hearing on something like Medicare for All, something that would drastically affect the profits that these guys are making at the behest or on the backs of Americans, from a network that fills its coffers with that same cash. The additional money that you, the average American, is putting into healthcare, the reason why you're paying twice as much of healthcare than anywhere else in the rest of the world or the industrialized world, part of that money is being taken out and put into commercials that, yes, Sanders was right, running on CNN before the debates, after the debates, and during the debates. Welcome to the Soapbox. My name is Jamarl Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you enjoy this content, you find yourself coming back to this channel often, please like, share. You can always subscribe, or please subscribe. And if you find yourself definitely coming back often, please consider supporting this content through PayPal or Patreon. Even $1 helps. This content at this point is brought to you by you. I want you to take a look at this. So this is, where is it? I'm sorry. Oh, here we are. So take a look at this. This is debate night. Bernie Sanders being attacked from all quarters and defending Medicare for all. He wins the night on this, by the way. But the moderator was not impartial in this kind of back and forth. This is Sanders.
People talk about having insurance. There are millions of people who have insurance. They can't go to the doctor, and when they come out of the hospital, they go bankrupt. All right? What I am talking about, and others up here are talking about, is no deductibles and no co-payments. And Jake, your question is a Republican talking point. At the end of the day, and by the way, the healthcare industry will be advertising tonight on this program.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Warren, it's your turn.
Oh, can I complete that, please?
Your time is up, 30 seconds.
They will be advertising tonight with that talking point.
The drug industry will be advertising tonight with that talking point. Sanders was not wrong. The drug industry was running this ad. My wife and I saw this ad, and we were like, what the hell?
All plans.
We need to fix what's
Take
broken.
a look at this. This is directly aimed at Sanders, and in some cases Warren.
We come from different walks of life.
But we agree on one important thing.
We don't want to be forced into a one-size-fits-all government insurance system.
The politicians may call it Medicare for All, Medicare buy-in, or the public option.
But they mean the same thing. Higher taxes or higher premiums.
Lower quality care.
Politicians and bureaucrats.
You get the point. I don't even need to show all of this. Essentially, you don't want Medicare for all. You want to continue paying those deductibles. You want to continue paying those extraordinarily high hospital bills. You want to continuously coming out of your pocket and going bankrupt. And you can trust us because we're actors. It looks like all sorts of shares of America. And despite us being paid for this gig, despite us just reading lines for the health insurance industry in order to convince you to do something that is not in your best interest, you should trust us. Sanders was right. They were playing healthcare ads. And it goes beyond just this advertisement. Just to nail it down. So right here.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a parking splat.
Where is it? Subsequent commercial breaks featured the ad paid for by Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America that celebrated drug breakthroughs and an ad redirecting to his website to discuss what biopharmaceutical industry is doing to make medicines affordable. Trust us! Trust us! I know we were gouging you before, but you can trust us now. You can trust us. I love that. We should be able to trust you now. So there are a few places that were running ads. It wasn't just one. Let's go to this. During the second Democratic 2020 candidate debate last week, Senator Bernie Sanders predicted the healthcare industry ads would appear during CNN's commercial break. He wasn't wrong. Pharmaceutical trade group Pharma bought 2 television spots each night on CNN during the Tuesday and Wednesday debates, although no pharmaceutical companies advertised their own brands. During the CNN preview show, the Biotech Trade Association, BIO, bought 1 spot each night. Pharma companies that also ran ads during the CNN previews and post-analysis coverage include Celgene's Oteza and Allergen for cool sculpting, according to the data from real-time TV ad tracker spot on ITV. Sanders was right. They were running ads. They were running ads. And by the way, CNN was trying to get a ton of cash for this. CNN has reportedly asked for commercial breaks during the debates for advertisers of at least $300,000 with a single 30-second spot estimated at $110,000. Variety reported calling this price tag exponentially high. Would you want to give up that gravy train? Think about what they're trying to command. They're trying to command hundreds of thousands of dollars for a 30-second television spot. How are healthcare industries going to pay that? They're going to pay that by using money that you pay on absurdly high deductibles, absurdly high medical costs, absurdly high copays. Like, that money that you pay is now going into commercial spots and also going and trying to convince you that you should continue to pay that high price tag. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Sanders is right here. He's right. No wonder CNN was so hostile. The entire debate was hostile. Now, I'm not saying it's just because of the drug companies and all that other stuff, but CNN in that debate were hostile to Sanders and Warren, especially with this notion of Medicare for all. Sanders' main point in bringing up the Medicare for all thing and saying CNN is going to have commercials running. His point is you have a direct fiduciary corporate association with the pharmaceutical industry through their buying of commercials. In no way do you want to disrupt that. And not just in no way do you want to disrupt that. If the American taxpayers are not paying twice as much for healthcare, they don't have tons of cash to be spending to pay CNN to run ads in this way. Sanders' point is running ads on this channel gives you a direct link to that industry that we're trying to regulate. And your questions, these Republican talking points, as the way Sanders was saying, to some degree harkens at that. I can never get a fair shake on this channel because what I want to do in response to healthcare is going to directly take money out of your pocket because people are going to have less money to put into ads that are going to run on CNN to convince the American taxpayer that they should, as I've said before, do things, support things that are not in their interests. In this case, supporting the drug industry that is robbing them blind. Sanders was right. One of the people on Twitter made the point that almost like magic, after Sanders says it, a commercial for Oteza comes up. You, on this channel, CNN, would never really delve into the issues of healthcare and the pain that people deal with all across this country because of their getting hosed, ripped off by a rapacious industry that is vital and necessary, by the way. Meaning, if you're dying of thirst, you're going to pay whatever you got to pay for the water. In this case, they have the drug industry in the same position. It's a business. It's a financial business at this point. And the question becomes, should this be something where Americans are being hosed in order to get access to? My answer to this is no. I think healthcare should be a human right. And the moment that your society reaches the level where you can make that true, then your society should make that true. Sanders is arguing for Medicare for all. I'm arguing for Medicare for all. There's several people pushing for this notion of Medicare for all, that if you are born in this country, congratulations, your birthright is healthcare. You could be dirt, 1,000 times poor, and you will still get the same high quality healthcare as anybody else. That's what I want. That's my objective. That's my goal. And if commercials where these guys are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, or trying to anyway, get $100,000 off of, how can they ever come on that side? Especially when it interrupts their own fiscal incentives. There's something else about this that just occurred to me. I'm sorry, that just occurred to me. These are debates. These are debates. When Sanders is going after Jake Tapper, this is a debate to determine who's going to be in charge, president, running against the president of the United States, who's going to run against the president in the primaries. This is our democratic process in action. This is literally our democratic process in action. CNN was able to get the rights to it. To me, that's problematic right off the bat. CNN turned around and monetizes this. So in order to make a commercial or run a commercial, you got to give them $100,000 for a 30-second spot. When it comes to the YouTube channel, if you try to play the debate, CNN tries to copyright strike your video and take all of the profits from the video. But again, this is a democratic process. This is the process by which we choose who's going to lead the country. And CNN has taken a capitalistic interest in this and figured they need to know who's going to be president. We're going to monetize all aspects of this, be it commercials on our channel or on YouTube. This is gross on a few counts, but I think this is just as gross, if not anything else. I mean, this is our democratic process, and they've gone to the high stakes of monetizing democracy itself. Is it still democracy if it's monetized? That said, Sanders was right. That's the point of this video. Sanders was right. He predicted drugs will be sold on his debate. And Sanders was right. Don't let any other Democratic functionary tell you otherwise. Or for that matter, don't let CNN tell you otherwise. Thanks all.